Welcome to Monarch Academy. Today I want to talk with you about the easy way to cite textual evidence when you are reading, writing, and speaking. We're going to call this one the Monarch way. First, I want you to look at the standards that are addressed. Keep in mind that I have specifically listed an 11th and a 12th grade standard here, but remember 612 is listed in your Department of Public Instruction's website, and you would be able to build your lessons, activities, and levels around your standards. So let's just see what you're working towards before you graduate. In order to show that you are proficient in standard 11 or 12.1 for reading of literature, you should be able to cite strong and thorough textual evidence to support the analysis of what the text says explicitly, as well as inferences drawn from the text, including determining where the text leaves matters uncertain. You can also tell that this is also the reading for information standard. Now let's look at speaking and listening. When you are participating in a range of collaborative discussions, make sure that you come prepared, that you have read and researched your material under study, and that you have explicit evidence that you would be able to share from your text and or other topics or issues if you're using your text sets to stimulate a thoughtful, well-reasoned exchange of ideas. But I also want you to keep in mind that these objectives are just one part, because you can pick another Department of Public Instruction state standard to also task your learner with as you guys are going through and supporting evidence to showcase their understanding of possible themes or character development or plot progression or setting. Whatever the standard is, mystery, tension, and suspense, word choices by the author, you can partner the citing evidence with an additional standard and their objectives. Something that I want you to keep in mind, that direct quotes are the easiest way when you are citing textual evidence, but it is not the only way. You can also paraphrase. However, whether you choose to paraphrase or use textual evidence straight from that text in a direct quote, you can use these following sentence frames to help you. This is why this is called the easy way. So I want us to go over them because I want to bring your attention to that purple, underlined, highlighted, and bold words there in the text or the passage, or the selection, or the novel, or the chapter. Do you see how I have given you multiple choices here? It's really important, too, that you label that. So you could say, for example, from one of our Monarch books, we're going to use Ashley White's The Impossible Girl here. You can say, in The Impossible Girl by Ashley White, she states or asserts or claims. And then if you're asking about themes, she implies, or you can add any type of word here that shows that action. And then you can see right here that you will have an opening and a closing quotation mark indicating that this is a direct quote. So instead of just saying the author, you can put their last name. You can put their first and last name the first time. If it is a research article that you found and it has multiple authors, you can cite that as well. So I want you to see some of the different language components here that you can use with these sentence frames. When you see the author, of course, you would say, for example, White states or claims. Then you can show, does it hit one of those standards that you're also partnering with? Maybe it's a theme statement. Maybe you're talking about a character motivation. So then you can write clearly, Ava's character motivation develops, and you can list the character's name. And then how would the author demonstrate that character development? And then you put your answer there. So I've given you tons of ways that you can start off your sentences when you're speaking, writing about it, and then when you're reading other work and critiquing other writing from maybe a partner or a peer, you can provide these sentence frames to help them. So that way they can produce a polished and well thought out sentence that can express their ideas. It's really important that when you're addressing, for example, a novel, you don't just possibly say in the novel all the time. You may want to actually pinpoint the chapter that you're referring to. Maybe it's when you first start to see that a theme is really refining itself, because we do know that themes emerge usually. There's a rule here. From the first through the third chapters, you will start to see the development of themes already taking place. And then you will start to see that refinement after chapter 3, where an additional experience or circumstance within that author's life or within the plot that is progressing and advancing, that theme is now refining. So you may want to pinpoint chapters. You may want to take people to particular pages so that way they can turn with you, read, and then read around so they can see the inferences that you've made. So it's very important for you to write in a clear and a succinct way. And this one's the easy way to get yourself started. I hope that these textual evidence sentence frames will be helpful for you. Make sure that you keep them handy. You can always add to them. I've just generated a basic list for you to get started, but you can also use Google for Good, and you can go online and you can type in sentence frames for writing, sentence frames for textual evidence, and you can see that a lot of this work has also been done by fabulous educators who provide resources and scaffolds for their students on a daily basis. So when you're making a copy of this, you can create your own additional list and ways that you like to express yourself. So you can build your own sentence frame list. And then I want to encourage you to share it with a friend, because these supports can always help others when they're writing and speaking about the text that they're reading and analyzing. I hope that you have a wonderful day.